We're in the business end of the tournament where each and every point matters a great volume. And today, Kings 11 Punjab have emerged victorious, this time with a very convincing win over the Kolkata Knight Riders.
My hit of the day again has to be Chris Jordan. That guy has been phenomenal since the super over performance of his. And even in the previous match when he turned up to bowl, like when Kings 11 Punjab pulled off the mother of all heists, the guy came to bowl in the penultimate over, and then a performance. He delivered a performance which set the stage for Arshdeep Singh. Again today, the first over he came, the ninth one. Morgan and Gill were firing on all cylinders there. And what came as a surprise, you will see that throughout the over, Chris Jordan stuck to one length that was short and wide of the off stump to make the batsman reach for those shots, to both Morgan and Gill. And when you're trying to chase a ball, it will obviously be difficult for you, and you're bound to get not gain any control of that. And precisely that's what happened. And when they were going for over 10 runs and over in every over almost, the guy just conceded 2 runs. And there are many game-changing moments in a match, and for me, that was one of those. Shivansh, what would be your hit of the match?
For me, it definitely has to be Mohammad Shami. So a special mention to Rahul opening with Glenn Maxwell, right-arm off-spinner to a left-hander. And the plan started off really well because Nitish Rana was dismissed in the very first over. It was not the best of the deliveries, you have to admit, but nonetheless, he got the wicket. For me, it was Shami because after KKR was surprised and they were shocked by Maxwell bowling the first over, they needed someone to carry on. They needed someone, a bowler. It had to be either Arshdeep or Mohammad Shami to carry on the momentum and take it further. So in the very next over, which was the second over of the match, Mohammad Shami dismissed Rahul Tripathi and Dinesh Karthik, and Karthik was caught for a duck. In that over, he gave just 1 run and he picked up 2 wickets. And the best thing about that over was, irrespective of the format, of the venue, of the pitch conditions, 9 out of 10 times that ball would have fetched him a wicket. So I feel that was a very good start. He then came to bowl the 4th over and he only gave away 5 runs. Yes, the 3rd over was expensive because Morgan hit him for 2 fours and Gill hit him for 2 boundaries, and they managed to cross the 50-run mark in the power play. But he got his revenge. A low full toss when he came back towards the penultimate to bowl in the penultimate over, and the captains give their best bowlers the second last over, and he got him out, and that was one of the reasons why KKR could only manage to reach 149. Anything above, they were honestly on this pitch just 10 runs short. But I feel that Mohammad Shami's spell was very crucial in the beginning, and the momentum that KXIP gained was fed off by the likes of Bishnoi, Jordan, like you mentioned, is a wonderful spell, and Murugan Ashwin. So for me, he was the hit of the match. Okay, Shantadeep, the positives have been talked about. Let's move on to the less amiable side of things. Who was your miss?
Before I move on to my miss, I'll have a special mention, and that will be of Mandeep Singh, who recently lost his father ahead of his previous outing. Today also he went on to score an unbeaten 66, which formed the crux of the Kings 11 Punjab innings. And I especially liked the conversation which he had with the commentators after the match, and he said that his father was the one who always egged him on to remain not out. 100s and 200s were not important, but you have to stay unbeaten. A special moment indeed, and it was very brave of Mandeep again to weather the storm and come out and bat like this. Now talking about the misses, I have to talk about Morgan's captaincy, which struck me weird. And I'm going to talk about Kamlesh Nagarkoti. Your team is performing. Your team is, KKR was on an altogether different level today when they started off. And I felt that they are taking away this match today. But an important wicket falls. Nareen's wicket falls in over 10.6, the last ball. And then what you do is you send Kamlesh Nagarkoti ahead of Pat Cummins and Lockie Ferguson, who have been, especially Pat Cummins, who have been known to, hit all across the park.
Right.
See, first of all, I didn't see any reason for Kamlesh Nagarkoti. It's still odd to me as to why he was sent, what Morgan was trying to do. I have no idea,
Right.
but I'll never get the answer of that, maybe. But yeah, it struck me very, very weird. There should have been more runs
Right.
on the board.
Mhm.
Shivansh, what would you talk about?
For me, even Morgan's captaincy was a miss, but I'd like to talk about a different aspect this time in the bowling department in the second innings. So it was not, we already saw in the first innings that it was not a very easy pitch to bat on. Contrary to how the games played out in the beginning of the tournament, Sharjah pitches have become relatively tougher to score on. Right. So in the first, after 3 overs, Kings 11 Punjab was only 11 for 3, right? At that moment, Lockie Ferguson should have been handed the ball,
Absolutely.
and Mandeep was struggling to find the runs. In fact, he stuttered until Gale came. Gale was the one who took the pressure off him. I remember at a point, Mandeep was on 34 of 37 balls and Gale was on 34 of 16 balls. By that time, the game was starting to slip away even quicker from the Kolkata Knight Riders.
Yeah.
And then he comes on to bowl the 12th, 14th, 17th and 19th over. I'm sorry, but by that time, you had nullified and you had undone the capabilities of your own bowler by sending him that late. So fourth over, he should have been given, according to me, should have been given the fourth and sixth over. Mandeep and KL Rahul were still struggling. 2 wickets in that power play and just 15-20 runs on the board, and game was on. Absolutely, game was on, and in the end, KXIP only won with 7 balls to spare. So it's not like they had a very, very convincing win. Yes, when you look at the margin, it was 8 wickets. Yeah, with respect to the wickets, it was 8 wickets. But I mean, when I said in the beginning that there were 10-15 runs short, that could have been compensated by giving Lockie Ferguson, your best bowler, the opening spell. So I feel that the execution of the plans was just not right, and I've said it time and again, Kolkata's captaincy beat under Dinesh Karthik or Eoin Morgan has been just baffling to many. Okay, Shantadeep,
I'd actually like to add on to that. Kolkata have been experimenting a lot, and talking about Lockie Ferguson, see, when he started off his first 2 matches, he bowled right after the power play. And on a day when you should have, as you said, brought him earlier, you send him further back. And that is not the right decision from any angle for me. And he is your most economical bowler. How can you just do that?
Okay, Shantadeep. So now another very important game coming up. Not so much for Delhi, but all the more for Sunrisers. So in Dubai, Sunrisers will take on Delhi Capitals. And so far, to recap what has happened in Dubai with both the teams, DC has won 4 and lost just 1. And SRH has won 3 and lost 4. So Sunrisers' chances of making it to the playoffs have taken a further hit with Kings 11 winning. So what battle are you looking forward to tomorrow, Shantadeep?
Yeah, so as you said, the playoff battles have heated up, and it will be Sunrisers taking on Delhi tomorrow. Delhi is there right up top, and Sunrisers have a lot to worry about, to be very honest. And tomorrow's match, if I look at it, see, from the time the teams last played in this edition, Sunrisers won the last match. But then again, that was time when they had Bhuvaneshwar Kumar in their ranks. If you talk about Delhi, they had Amit Mishra in their ranks. They don't have those quality, say a spinner, you see a pacer, not anymore.
Right.
Now, what happens is when the Sunrisers openers will be facing a Rabada or an Northiya tomorrow, it will be very, very interesting to watch them take on the pace.
Right.
Pace has been very interesting in this season of the IPL. Wickets sometimes a bit clean. You see a smattering of grass someday, but it's hard underneath. But then again, the ball has been swinging. Not today maybe, but yeah, the ball has been swinging, and I'll be eagerly waiting to see one of the game's most vicious 2 pacers take on the Sunrisers openers. What would be your battle within a battle tomorrow?
For me, it has to be Rashid Khan versus the top order. So, just to put things into perspective, here's why I think that's the battle to look forward to. One, the last time the two teams met, Sunrisers won by 15 runs, and Rashid Khan in that match had picked up 3 wickets, and 3 very, very important wickets of Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, and Shikhar Dhawan. Now, the top 6 of Delhi in so far in the season, in this IPL season, has lost 16 wickets. Rashid Khan, on the other hand, has picked up 14 wickets, 11 of which are batsmen in the top and middle order.
That's an interesting set.
Moreover, Rashid Khan's economy has been 5.29. So you cannot say that, okay, Rashid Khan was coming into bowl towards the end and the batsman just going berserk looking for runs. No. What he has done so excellent, so well, and he is known for that. He's that kind of a bowler. Not only does he plug the run flow, but he forces the batsman to take risks and play shots that are not their forte. So it'll be interesting to see how the likes of Dhawan and Iyer and Pant. Honestly, Pant and Hetmeyer are not very good and capable players of spin. And Marcus Stoinis as well is a pinch hitter, but there are very few batsmen in the world who can take on Rashid Khan's variations and read him. We have seen how he's castled the likes of Vijay Shankar and KL Rahul, and it's very ugly for the batsman, but for a bowler and for a fielder, it's one of the most beautiful sights. Having said that, Delhi also have Dhawan and Iyer, who are good players of spin. So if they manage to see off the storm, and we have seen teams give respect to Rashid Khan, then it can be an interesting battle. So we'll have to wait and watch who comes out on top, whether it's the batsman of Delhi Capitals or Rashid Khan, who is the top wicket taker for Sunrisers.